Hey, yo, it's Guido coming at you with a coffee talk, fellas. Pilgrim is inbound. I believe he will join us in the fairly near future, I think. He was, he, he, he received an alternate tasking from the House General. Apparently, the weather is good in England. Summer may have shown up for a day or two. So they went out to, he's going to have to tell us about it, but he said the lavender farm. That sounds that sounds amazing. The lavender farm. That would sure. How's everybody doing? Let's see here. Gotta call it myself. My computer randomly restarted this morning. It's one of those. That's not good. It's possible there was a slight power surge, but I'm not sure. I was just trucking along, and all of a sudden it restarts. That's never a good sign. It's one of those things when something goes wrong and it fixes itself. I'm always a bit wary of that. The question is not whether it fixed itself; it's why did it start unfixing itself to begin with. Corn and soybeans are doing well in Central Illinois. That's good. That's good. Morning, Kedge, Cliffy, Stickler. Well, big news, fellas. Big news on the channel news side. We have completed submissions, my friends. So the first thing we did. How do I? Okay. Oh, there we go. So the first thing we got done was Chimera 15 finished with honors, fellas. And we got our order back. I don't know if I reported this last week. Was this 2 weeks ago or last week? I don't remember, but I think I put the... See, now I'm confused because I've made so many videos and I've been so busy. I don't remember if that video went up. I think that video went up. I think I sent that out. In fact, I'm about 99% sure that I put that out last week. Yes, okay, so that is out. So finally got that. I did it with the 4005. Set it up with all the Gucci equipment on it, food, good equip, all the improved equipment, yada yada. I think I even topped up the crew a little bit with some skills and stuff, and ended up getting that done. Fine. I mean, that was I think 3 years, but it could have been. It's easily between 2 and 3 years. It's definitely been 2 years. Could be 2 to 3 years. Morning, Zemke. Not working. Good morning. So that was great. We got this order right here back, which is underneath my picture, just the edge of it. Then I went to the 279, and as I've said before, my plan right now anyway is to do the alliance missions, which for me seem to have been working decently, and I finished 3. So I finished 3 yesterday or the day before, and that is averaging 2 spotted for kills in 10 battles, so 20 total. I was actually kind of on track for the 30 to get it with honors for a while, but then I had probably 3 battles where I got maybe 1 or 0. I started this one with a battle that had 7, and I think it's either 6 or 7. I think what I'm going to do is it's going to be a pretty long video. I'll try to shorten the videos where I don't really get anything, just discuss why, and put that video out and how I did all that stuff. I considered a couple things with that. I did it with the Manicore, basically. I actually set up an LHM TV to maybe give that a try. I think there's also a video coming out with some of that. Yeah, 279E mission considerations, which is actually, I did the mission considerations before I actually finished it. I'm going to leave that video up, and I'm going to do another one that has a lot of these battles that made this happen, because kind of the same thing happened, but long story short, I had a good start mission, and then some mistakes were made, that kind of thing. With these missions, man, there's a lot of management you have to do with these things. Some of them I've been able to just turn on and I kind of did as I played, but that's not really the best way to do these. What you want to do is reset it until you get a good result on the way to doing the mission. So I'd say it's the missions that you have to have 3 aces and 5 battles or 10 or whatever it is. Well, obviously you want to reset it until you get an ace, right? And then you've got all the rest of the battles to do it. In the case of this one, you need to average 2. So what you really want to do is you want to find a battle where you get 7 or 8 or 10 or something crazy, like a good running start at it, and then continue to go. And then you've got to watch it, because say you get 7 at the beginning, you play another 4 battles and you don't add another one onto it. Now you're behind the power curve. Now the problem is, if you have another good one, that may, if it's really good, that might get you on the way, but you still might not be able to make it. So you got to make that decision on whether I'm going to reset it. It's a pain. It's a bit of a pain, to be honest. Morning, Wayne. So we'll keep an eye on those. I think, I almost considered trying for a little while. I considered doing. If an enemy vehicle is stunned by you, the damage caused will not be counted in your missions. What? If an enemy vehicle is stunned by you, the damage caused and destruction of this vehicle will not be... Oh, I see. So it's not... I see what it's saying. It has to be tracked. Okay, I see what it's saying. Values of the result of the battle is not counted. It has a minimum. What's the minimum? It doesn't say anything about a minimum. Huh. Pilgrim should join us. He said he's probably gonna be late, and as Kedge said, he sent me a note and said that he's going to a lavender farm. So we will mock him appropriately for attending a lavender farm. All right, so I'm currently on a simple geometry. This is probably a good example right here. I've done 3 battles and I have 6 crit hits. That is not on track. I would need to have 7.5 to be on track for just doing it. So really you want to keep resetting till you get a battle with a good amount. I think somebody was saying they used the tortoise for this one with Hesh. Although I don't know if, does Hesh still do more module damage? I don't know. Josh saw a post days ago about the Brit Lavender field being ruined by influencers laying down to take Instapics. Oh my gosh. Speaking of pictures, did you guys, how much did you just love the Olympic ceremony, man? Was that not just the best thing? Was that not just the, I was gonna say the dog's balls, but that's not whose balls it was. I think a dog can be forgiven. It was very French, yes. Yes, I'm a bit bummed Pilgrim's not here, because I do want to get his take on it, because it's going to be a good one. Anyway, so we're working on 279 early missions. We only have 5 left before we tackle 15. This is going to be the bear, because I'm going to have to do it. Wait a minute, what's the difference here? Oh, Mastery 1 or higher, and this is 3 ace tankers and 20. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, so this seemed like the air quotes easiest. Although 3 aces and 20 battles, that's pretty aggressive. What I'm going to have to do there is dig into the stats and see which tanks are easiest to master at tier 8, 9, and 10 at that time that are also Alliance tanks. I think in my video coming up I said something like, when I was trying to think of what scouts to use for the mission, because it's Alliance missions, which is US, UK, and Poland, I said something like, the even 90 might be a good one for this, but of course it's French. So there's the other thing you've got to worry about is which tanks you can use. So there you go. We're making progress. We've actually kind of moved the needle forward a bit on the 279 early stuff. Other stuff I'm doing, we've got the Panzer 58. Currently working on this one. 59% win rate right now. We've got 61 battles on that, so moving towards the 100. The Kalana, 74 battles. So, man, this is a love-hate with this thing for me. And I love it when you hit for all that damage, but it's just, I actually changed it up a little bit because I got so tired of it being so sluggish with its hull traverse that I actually have put a daggum rotation mechanism bounty on this thing, and it makes it feel much better. And I actually am using a combat course directive to help it turn a little bit more. Although I'm not quite 100% clutch braking, so that'll improve a little bit as well. You're struggling with them not working? What? How so? Maneuverability? They're fiddly, man. That might be what you're struggling with, because it's what I was saying. The whole traverse and the only 5 degrees of gun traverse. There you go. Yep. And so that narrow gun arc is exacerbated by a crappy hull traverse and an immediate bloom when you hit the stop. Yeah, you get used to it. I've done pretty well in them. The 9 and 10, I had decent stats and did well in them. I like this one. This one I was running at over 60 for quite a while, and I had a bit of a downturn, but I'm back to 54%. So it's probably a 55% tank for me. So we'll keep on with it. The Galwica I actually like. If you like the Berza, you're probably going to like the Galwica even a little bit more, because it's actually sort of, I'll call it overtuned. I wouldn't call it overpowered because of its limitations, but it's a little bit overtuned for tier 7, and it can be a monster. I don't know, Pig, is anybody able to still buy it that didn't buy it? I don't think I can see it anymore. I don't even, where is it? In the store? I think it goes away, right, once you buy one, because I did buy one. Yeah, it was here, I think, right? I'm pretty sure it just goes away if you buy it. I did buy one. 63 on the Berza, 40 on the others. Yeah, I really liked the move up to the Galwica from the Berza. The 420 Alpha gun just really, really hurts at tier 7. 2,975 left. Yeah, there is an article on Armored Patrol talking about the interest in the assembly shop tanks going down. I think to some extent, people, I don't think people build up their reserves of doodads, free experience, credits and all that stuff, unless you're a super whale like I am. People don't build those up that fast. So it's conceivable that your kind of casual player could have built up all that free experience, for the last one, and just not quite got there for this one, and not want to spend a bunch of gold on it. There you go, not working exactly. The green ribbon, is that it? Thank you. Is that the only way to get there? Yeah, unfortunately it doesn't tell me what's left, but I can look at it. I have the tank, I haven't used it yet. There's a lot of them at tier 10. Yeah, people are saying it's pretty good. I do see a lot of them. Morning, O'Brute. Are you in the new domicile? You might be out on a trip, but is the fam in there? Got the Frau in the new domicile there? That's what I got from your message earlier. Obviously, if you're unpacking stuff, you must be there. It is expensive. It's a $200 something, right? $200 if you just paid with gold. Right on, man. Congrats. That's awesome. What else am I doing? Oh, K2. We're working on the K2. We've got 50 odd battles in that. This is a silly tank, 57. Quite strong for what it does. Also balanced because it just the gun whiffs and it's extremely slow. What is my armor use on this thing? Armor use 1.08, fellas. That's crazy for a tier 8 heavy. That's like VK100-01, maybe even better kind of armor. So you can't use assembly shop tanks for onslaught. Why pay the huge amount of resources required unless you play a lot of tier 10? It's a good question. Yep. I mean, for me, obviously, doing content creation and all the resources I have because I play so much, we've talked about this before, man. What else are we going to do with all the bits and bobs that you collect, right? It's not like I'm going to use this as part of my retirement portfolio. Now, people who are more resource limited, they have to make choices, you know. I mean, I was sitting on 40,000 bonds, 250,000 free experience, 40 million credits. I didn't even touch my gold. I have unlocked every tank in the game, so I don't need the blueprints. As a matter of fact, I actually like to get rid of the blueprints because I don't want blueprints sitting around when a new line comes out because it just increases the speed of the grind, and I actually like grinding and playing the tanks. He's like skills take on it. The Leo 1 might get nerfed. We're gonna that's the long game right there. That's me, Pig. I got to have all the pixels, man. And again, it goes back to it's all individually dependent. I have all those resources. Why sit on them? I don't know how many improved pieces of equipment I have. Everything I want right now. It's not like I can play 10 tanks all kitted out with improved equipment, right? I can have 4 or 5 set up with improved equipment and do it that way. Plus, I do my 100 battle challenge, so I'm always changing tanks, so I can just move the equipment around anyway. So who gives a shit? Bonds, you can make bonds at tier 10. They show up. Lots of events and battle pass have bonds. You're going to get bonds, not a problem. Silver is easy to get. You know what I'm saying? Free experience just happens. So if you're just sitting on a stack of it, again, it's personal taste. If you have a reason to have that stuff, you're still grinding and you're using free experience, yeah, go for it. But for a lot of people who've been around for a long time, you're just sitting on resources that aren't doing anything. Transfer them into a tank that sits around and doesn't do anything. That's funny. Oh, I got you, Sutek. Absolutely. And I'm not. Hopefully, that didn't sound like I was getting on people because that's not what I meant. It's everyone's a little bit different. It's a good point though. Again, if you're resource limited, yeah, that's a big ask. Especially if you're just like, oh man, I just want to buy it. I'm gonna go spend $200. I think it's $15, some crap like that, to get enough gold. Holy cow! Like if you just wanted to pay gold for it, 200 plus, 250, 215, somewhere in there. Yikes. Find it hard to believe, especially that as a player base is and armored mediums, but obviously I'm not really deep in the game. Is the Leo 1 overperforming in this garbage? No, it is not. But for some reason, it's just really popular, and I think it's the accuracy and the speed. It's a comfortable tank to play, even though it is uncomfortable on the maps that it's given. Does that make sense? It is kind of easy to play. I wouldn't say it's easy to do well in, but it's just an easy tank to play. Yeah, yeah. And you know, it's been nerfed and changed a lot because of how popular it is. I don't know where it sits stats wise though. Let's go check that out actually. It's usually kind of near the top. I wouldn't say it's like overpowering the top, but it's usually somewhere around the top, what, 10, 20 tanks or so, maybe tier 10 mediums. Let's see. Let's see if I'm right at all. Yeah, okay, top. Shit, it's not even near the top. Is that all of them? That's all the tier 10. So I'm not even close. Look at it, it's all the way down here. But so let's say player win rate. Let's see player wise, how do they like it? No, it's still down there. How about win 8? It's fairly high win 8 wise. It is top battles though. Look at that. Numero uno. And it does underperform win rate differential to the player's win rate who plays it. That's fairly standard for tier 10, but it is at the high point, I would say, or the high low point, however you want to look at it. The low high point. There's worse, but 2 is pretty bad because it's hard. It is hard to play well. DPG, what's it look like? Now it's higher DPG, right? 2000. Probably because people are more careful in it, and it tends to get a little more damage in before it dies. Also, they explode nicely. They're fun to shoot with a Death Star or a shit barn. 100%. Is the Vickers on here yet? Yeah, it is. Look at this. It's down here. Now its average player win rate for the Vickers is, I mean, it's not as high as a Hurricane 907 Monkey King, but it's up there. Its win rate's not great. The win 8 is quite high. It does have a big right now win rate differential. But this is, you talk about the stats on who's playing it, how you get it, all those kind of variables that go in there. This truly is one of those tanks that just anyone can get to. Although, to be honest, the player win rate's still fairly high, so it tends to be probably more experienced, better players-ish. I don't know. Nerf the Prague. Yeah, they did nerf the Prague because of how many people were playing it. Back when most things were tied to what was happening on the RU. I think that's right, Pig. That's kind of what I was getting at right there, 100%. The comfortable thing, because it generally hits what people aim at. And you can run around with your hair on fire. It can reposition. If you're, I mean, let's think about it. If you're a bad TD player, it kind of is a bad TD, right? Really accurate. It can get to your little TD spot. And you can hide out, and you can comfort yourself in the fact that it's a thin-skinned medium, and that's how that's how I want to play it, hiding in the back. So you can do that. If you're really good and you value mobility and a good gun, it does that, So it sort of appeals to every player, which is weird. You would think it wouldn't because it's just a really thin-skinned medium that requires a lot of finesse. But honestly, if you think about it, it doesn't actually require a whole bunch of finesse if you're willing to just sit in the back and plink at stuff. And it hits stuff. So there you go. I think it probably appeals across the board, to be honest, in a strange way. All right. What else is going on? Channel news-wise. Finished those missions. We talked about that. Haven't done any Helldiver since I got back from vacation. I need to drop back into that. Pun intended. Gonna do some DCS. I don't know if a Brute's still around, but we are gonna try, I think, Monday. If any of you guys are doing DCS, we meet on Mondays to fly. If anyone's interested, message me, and we'll get you in there and see if we can get some flying together. That would be fun. I basically just bring up my own server, and we jump in there and rage around, do ACM, do intercepts, BFM, screw around. So it's a bunch of fun. Next stream should be, I think, Wednesday, fellas. I believe that's my day off. We'll see how it goes. Wednesday's kind of a busy day, so it's possible it won't happen. We've got daughters moving out to her new job. We're doing that for 2 weeks in a row. It's going to be a busy weekend. As a matter of fact, let's talk about that for a second. Should be a coffee talk next week, I believe. There will not be one. It will be a maybe on the 11th. So plan on no coffee talk on the 11th, and if I pop up, it pops up. Still haven't found your HOTAS? You know, I dropped mine the other day, and thankfully nothing broke. I had it kind of on a janky box thing, you know, because it's got the. Is this in the picture? It's got this clamp that goes onto the desk, which is cool because it can get out of the way and you can put it back on. But it's kind of a pain in the ass moving it around all the time. And then of course, you open yourself up to dropping them. They're heavy too, man. I mean, the thing weighs probably 20 pounds. Leo, what's happening? LVR. Something VR? That acronym I'm not familiar with. Let me know. Tell me what that means. It's probably something very obvious I'm missing. Love VR? That's the way to do it, man. VR. Awesome. All right. I think that's it for channel news, fellas. Wednesday, I hope. Missions and specials. Blue light special. Let's do this. Yeah, baby. There is almost nothing going on in terms of sales. Although we are starting into the speculation. There's actually an article with early speculation on Christmas. Pilgrim's here. What's happening, man? Let's get you in. All right, fellas. Let me get Pilgrim sorted out here and me. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do an early 5-minute break while I reset all this stuff. So we'll be at the Lavender Hill. He smells of lavender and elderberries. All right, we're going to go on break. Let me get this reset back up and we'll get Pilgrim on here.
Guido is his name, Tankin is his game. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Now in the shadows came a mysterious chap who spoke in a tongue with strange dialect. He offered his help to the mighty Guido to bring some laughter to his love of speedos. To the coffee talk they both came, to bring the message of winning ways to all and sundry and the masses. Yes, that's right, lads and lasses. The damage counts.
All right, hold on, guys. We're back. Pilgrim is up, but I'm going to have to mess with this a bit. Put this over here. Problem is, I have to turn my OBS off.
Oh, okay.
Which I don't want to. So
No.
we're going to try to get this going here.
I'm getting grief for the lavender nonsense.
You're going to have to explain exactly what that means, a lavender farm.
I'll send you the pictures, dude. In fact, I'll send you one now. You can probably work it through.
Okay. Discord. Yeah, we got to do this. There we go. All right. This will actually work. I'll just bring you up on... won't be quite right, but that's okay.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
That way I don't have to turn off the... Alright. Good enough, fellas. That's how we roll. Alright, so you're going to have to explain.
I will. I'm just desperately trying to send you a picture that goes with the explanation somewhere along the line. Let me do it on WhatsApp. That'll be easier. Right.
I hope not Zemke, because Payne Stewart was last seen as a popsicle flying through the air. You're sending me lavender pictures?
Yeah.
Is this what we've been reduced to?
This is what we've been... You'll see what I say when I send it to you. There you go. It's on WhatsApp.
What's that? Okay. So I'm gonna... Oh, geez. So we're now in a multimedia situation here. Now I need my phone.
Oh, man. Yeah, I can't... I'd have to transfer it to my computer and all that nonsense.
Right.
Anyway, lavender. Right, okay. Let me get my camera and show you something. See out that window? See all that sunshine and that brightness? Well, we don't normally have that in the UK. The trouble is, when we have that in the UK, house generals want to go and do things out there in the bright, yellowy, sunshiny stuff.
Yeah.
And one of the things she decided would be that it would be of value, I don't know who to go to the lavender farm. Right, okay, what is a lavender farm? Basically, it's a farm in Norfolk that grows lavender of all sorts. It has every species of lavender known to man.
So just majestic herds of lavender.
Majestic herds of lavender. Just roaming.
Galloping across... I see, yeah.
They're free. It's like organic. So...
Does it smell good?
I have no sense of smell. Ever since a certain little Iraqi broke my nose back in the Gulf War and all my sinuses, I don't have a sense of smell. So for me, I can't smell anything. I'm even wearing a lavender t-shirt to go with the lavender look. So that's where we've been and spent like $200 on plants that are going to go in the garden. That's it. That's all it was.
I read a story. I don't know if the guy's full of it because it was on Reddit, so it probably has about a 99% chance of being BS. But he had some squatters in his house. His grandfather's cabin or some such was the story. He went there to meet his grandfather. It's not a place that they lived in all the time. It was like a vacation thing up by a lake or whatever. And of course some squatters, in the story anyway, the squatters got in there and weren't going to leave. So basically him and his friends concocted a plan. They caught skunks and then took them further away because there were skunks around there. Well, apparently, what he says, what you said, he doesn't have a sense of smell. He got hit in the head when he was a kid and never recovered his sense of smell.
Okay.
So they just let a skunk in the house. And the people all ran out and they ran in, and then he stayed because he's like, doesn't bother me, I can't smell it.
That is so the way to do it.
Oh, he's like...
That is just so the way to do it.
And again, I don't... That sounds like a BS story, so who knows? It's a funny story
But
either way.
it's cool though, isn't it? I mean, if you were in that sort of ability to do that, absolutely, do that. That is cool.
I mean, I hope it's true, but again, it's the interweb and it's Reddit, so that's 2 strikes against it.
Yeah, there is 2 strikes against it, but it's a worthwhile retell, isn't it? It's somewhere, you can sit there with a pint of Guinness with your mates in the pub and retell the story. That's a good one.
Dude, look at Kedge's comment.
I'm trying to get to it. Hang on. How far back?
No, it's the real the second from the bottom.
Second from the bottom.
Yeah, what?
Oh,
Zem? Zemke called you Payne Stewart, and then Kedge is like porn Stewart. Like, oh, that's fantastic.
Nice. Fantastic. Yeah, well done, dude.
Reddit is a festering boil on the festering boil of the bottom of the internet. It is a festering, cancerous boil that's on top of a festering, cancerous boil that's on the arse of the internet. There are a few subreddits that are fine that I follow. Actually, there's more than a few, but there are some. There's some just stupidity.
there are bona fide aliens on Reddit. Bona fide alien. They are not of this planet, and if they are, they're a sad case of human race. I tell you, sad.
I've made the mistake of engaging on Reddit a couple times, and it's just
Oh,
always.
don't do that. Don't do that.
So, speaking of.
Where we at anyway? You done channel news?
Well, speaking of festering boils, give us. And I was so excited for you to be here today because I just knew that you were going to have some fantastic insight into the Paris Olympics opening ceremony.
Oh yes. The festering boil that is France and all that comes French. Yeah, absolutely. Well, we have this thing called the English Defence League over here, which
Yeah.
is probably right of MAGA, to be honest, right of MAGA.
They had a big rally in
Right of
London.
MAGA.
They had a big rally in
Yeah.
London, right?
They did a big rally in
Yeah.
London, and thousands of them turned up. And in the meantime, secret squirrels from the English Defence League went and sabotaged the French Olympics by setting fire to all the train stations. I mean, that's just a rumour. I've got no inside knowledge on this. But, you know, Agincourt, you know, Agincourt we have long memories. So we just messed about with their Olympics because, I mean, who wants to go to Paris to go to the Olympics anyway? I mean,
Dude, did you actually watch any of that opening ceremony? Did you know what I'm talking about?
no.
Oh,
Oh. Watch it.
oh man, you need to look into some of the.
Was it really bad?
It was
really bad.
It was insane. It was
I'm gonna
certified.
watch it now. Hang on.
It was certifiably. Well, it's hours, dude. It's gonna take you an hour to watch it. Just
Oh,
look
okay.
look for
What
the
is it?
news and find the salient pictures because it's.
Let's have a look.
Dude.
Paris 2024. That's all you need to put in, isn't it? It's bound to be there. Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, isn't the opening ceremony? It's about the athletes, man, right? They
yes,
enter an arena and you get, you know what I mean, and then all the pageantry and everything should be the secondary consideration of all that.
Oh, I tell you what. When the headline says Paris 2024 apologises over Last Supper parody at Olympics opening ceremony. That's about saying everything, isn't it? That's about saying everything.
So the
Oh man.
so yeah, a guy's nutsack was hanging out.
The sketch featured drag queens, a transgender model, naked singers made up of the Greek god of wine Dionysus, and a child. The scene drew dismay from the Catholic Church. That'll be the Pope banging one out, won't it? You know what I mean? Crikey. Oh,
Yeah.
they've done it well, haven't they? Good
Oh,
old French.
yeah.
Good line of French to cock it up. Hey,
It's art.
art. Arse. Oh, dear.
We are artistes. Do you not know that? Yes, oui.
Good grief. Well,
Yeah.
you see, the only good thing that have come out of France is your great big green copper statue. That's the only good thing that's come out of France, mate. What's she called anyway? Liberty, Lady Liberty.
Lady Liberty. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the only
LeBron
good thing to have
James.
come out of France, mate.
LeBron James, who
Okay.
spent the last few years kneeling,
Yeah.
carries the flag. I'm like, what changed, bro?
Yeah.
What changed?
Yeah. See, I don't get athletes because, I mean, personally, I only kneel for my king, for my fellow fallen comrades, and to take aim. So any one of those three you can apply to when I kneel. Certainly not for some woke rubbish that people are banging out left, right, and centre. You know what I mean? I don't do
Yeah.
that. But anyway.
I don't kneel. I don't kneel for any man, not living.
Nope.
I don't kneel for any
Not at all.
king, or I don't kneel for a politician.
Well, no, I know you're a Republican, aren't you?
That's
You're
right.
A MAGA man.
That's absolutely right. I don't kneel for men.
Hey, by the way, I don't have a cup of tea at the moment. I've got
Oh.
orange and soda. Look, orange and soda.
A mimosa.
It's so hot. Look at the redness. Look at the. Here it is. It's like Florida here.
Half-shelled-
without the humidity.
Half-shelled peanuts, a little toasty today, huh?
Yeah.
That's all right. I'm just sitting
that's
here.
refreshing.
I'm just sitting here trying to sweat out about 4 margaritas from last night.
Oh, you had a good one last night.
Yeah, we had some friends over and we made fajitas on the grill in the rain, which is very Florida. It was just an absolute downpour, so I had to drag the grill under. First it was outside. Then I took it closer to the porch inside the screen room, but it was still raining and putting out it was pouring. So I had to pull it under the porch. And finally...
It wasn't technically an outside function anymore. It was inside with outside.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it wasn't in the house, but it was under the porch roof, just enough that the rain wouldn't go. But it was fun.
Is that? But the thing is about Florida being on the easting that it's on, is that when it rains, it must still be warm.
Oh, yeah,
warm rain.
Yeah.
I could stand out in it all day.
I mean, it certainly cools it off from what it was, but yeah, absolutely, we're still standing out there, and it's not a problem.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I don't care getting wet if it's warm. It's all right. Wet and warm is the way to go, sir. Just to drag this channel down into the depths.
Yeah, moist.
Wet and warm. That's the way. Stickler, I had my Royal Blend here. There you go. You see, I don't let the side down. You know, I've got my Royal Blend here.
Obandu says it wasn't the open ceremony for the Olympics; it was the closing ceremony for France. It was the closing ceremony for France's. France's
Yeah.
what?
Well, France is ever getting onto the stage, the world stage, ever again. I mean, Macron went and saw Putin and got royally mugged off, and now they've done stuff like this. I mean, they're just fall guys for the rest of the world, aren't they, France?
Yeah,
They're like,
jeez.
you know, Stickler's got PG tips. Good on you, mate.
All right.
Where were we anyway?
I don't know,
Channel
where
news
were we?
done, I guess.
I think so. I think we're doing channel news. Yeah.
Okay.
Missions and specials.
Okay.
That's where I went right
Oh.
when you showed up. All right. So,
All right.
Aquino drops. Make sure you're getting those, fellas.
Indeed.
Those are ongoing. I got that. I'm watching Dez right now as he drives around in his. Looks like a concept. See,
Oh, yeah.
his is numbered.
Yeah, I see. Special.
That's a low number too. Hundreds. All right. Did anyone get a numbered one, fellas? Did anybody grab a numbered one? I did get one. Did you get one, Pilgrim, or did you not bother?
No, you know I wouldn't have bothered with that
Yeah.
nonsense. That's far too expensive for me. All that nonsense putting together. Zemke.
All right, premium shop. Let us see what is in the premium shop. There's not much. I was talking about that as we got Pilgrim on board. That it's kind of we're starting to enter into that Christmas speculation time. There's still some available.
Yeah.
Zemke
Yeah.
got number 918. Nice.
Very nice. It just goes to show. There you go, Jimmy K. I was just about to say that. There are something like 3,000 still available. This is not kicked off like they thought it would.
Yeah, there was.
Not at all.
We were talking. There was an article that the speed at which they sell has slowed down. They've done. This was the fourth or fifth one of these.
Yeah.
So they may have played it out. I don't know. I don't know why it always has to be a tier 10 either.
No, I mean, all right. I've come across it once in a game. Well, more than once, but I've come across it once that actually dealt me any real damage without being able to do anything about it. And that was that. I can't remember the map, but it's the map that has the sort of citadel village in the middle, and then you've got the road that goes down. If you're spawned on the south side, I think you've got the road that goes down past loads of water, and then the other side is the heavy brawling area with two sort of outcrops of rock with roads in between them. I can't remember the name of the map.
Oh, it's Abbey.
Hibbles. Yeah, that's it. That's the one. Came across them. Of course, when you go down to the heavy brawling area, well, I was in a TD, but I thought I might as well go down with the heavy and brawl with them because it was the Japanese TD, tier 8.
Yeah.
So it was tier 8C and tier 10s because I was getting mullered from the side from that citadel by one of those, whatever they're called. I don't know what they're called.
The new ones?
Whatever they're called. Yeah, the new ones. The
Oh,
ones
yeah.
that you make and buy. And I didn't realise that it was tier 10 until it started taking huge lumps out of me. And I'm thinking, how's he doing that? And then I realised it's tier 10, isn't it? So there you go. Anyway.
You just drive your tier 8 out into the
Yeah, I
into the brawl.
into the brawl and got.
I like it. I like that. That is Guido approved. Get in there and just punch him in the
Oh,
face, Pilgrim.
I got 1,200 damage, but
All right,
it's
all right.
not a lot, but it was over 1,000 damage. So I took some health off him and other tanks, but he was having a field day at tier 10, wasn't he? With a tier 8 in front of him, he was laughing his little socks off, wasn't he?
I wonder who has all the number ones.
Yeah, I reckon Wargame keep him. I don't think anybody gets a number 1.
Really? I've seen people say they got it.
Well,
But
they have to prove that, don't they?
I know.
Just see it.
I wonder if there's a 69. I know that they took some of the numbers out.
Would you think? Yeah, well, obviously, for
Yeah.
obvious reasons. Yeah.
Whatever that number, whatever that weed 420, I think is not there. I don't know if 666 is that. I don't know. I would like to get 1212. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, but that's very personal to you, so I don't think they would take that out for any reason. You know?
No. But I'm pretty sure there's a couple that aren't in there. Yeah, there you go,
Well,
Cliffy.
yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, that would make sense too. All right. So what do we got? We got the 252. You fellas is in there. I mean, if you want to go back to 2015 and play an overpowered tank, that's your guy. If you've got a Wayback Machine. Su-85I, which I don't think is the overpowered one. Isn't it the K that was so ridiculous?
The K was the silly one.
But anyway, that one's there. The hydro stats there. And I mean, honestly, there's just really nothing here. Here's an interesting thing they did, Pilgrim. Check this out. I haven't noticed this until now. They got special deals. Okay. And then they've actually got permanent offers. Like, oh, okay, they've actually put that little thing there, so you know.
Yeah.
And then,
Look at that. I did not know that.
yeah, and then they organize these tanks in no way whatsoever.
No, of course they don't. No, it's just random, ad hoc, throw it in.
Yeah. Not by
That's the way they
country, not by tier, not by type.
No, makes you scroll through stuff.
Yeah.
It's a marketing tactic to make you buy more than one thing because you're scrolling through and you see something. You go,
Maybe.
Oh, that's pretty. That's shiny. I'll have that one. Then I'll have that one as well.
I love that and that. One of these, two of those, a couple of those naked lady
Yeah.
tees. Yeah. I love this because it's on brand for Wargaming. Good idea. Break it out, and maybe this has been here for a while. I don't remember seeing it because I was never sure when it switched from the stuff that was special deals that I could see or that they were having, and then it went into their.
There is that, isn't it? If you
I never
log
knew.
in, yeah, you get personalised stuff, don't you?
But then they have a good idea, and they're like, all right, let's do this little header right here, and then this is just a jumble of shite.
Yeah.
No sense organizing this in any way.
No.
Like,
So that would be sensible.
yeah, whatever, just throw it in
Yeah,
there.
let's not do that.
Plebs will waste some time going through.
Yeah.
Bunch of clowns anyway. Yeah, so that's what's for sale, fellas. Not a whole bunch, my friends. And if we come over here, here's another one. Since we're dogging Wargaming a little bit here.
Yeah.
If we go to missions, this is something I haven't thought about, but okay, Steel Hunter, got it. There's some stuff going on there. Aquino Weekend, all right, so I've completed those, but those are just inscriptions and a George Patton skin, so whatever. Does anybody even care about skins? Top of the Tree, T100, okay. Keep Up the Fight, yep. Watt Salute, we have two, because they have two different dates for some reason, I don't know why. If we go down here, we have community. Oh, I'm not showing you guys any of this because I'm an idiot. Hold on. All right, there we go. Sorry, fellas. Going through all these. The point of all this is we come down here to community hunting. Remember that?
Yeah.
Well, there's no sheriff accounts anymore.
No, so why is that still there?
I don't know. Although to be fair, here's this does expire in 2025.
Yeah, but there's no sheriff accounts now.
I know. I don't know.
Unless there is, but nobody knows. It's a secret.
I mean, I suppose because it's the system exists, you could go, well, maybe in the future we'll do a sheriff event. So they've kept that, but with the combination, they've never done sheriff events over on EU.
No.
They changed it from 2030, really. Kedge, they took them last I knew, and again, I've been out of the loop for a while now, but last I knew, they took them away from all of us. Us being contributors, etc. Whether they actually still have them for employees or plan on maybe doing an event, who knows? And that could be what's going on here. They're like, we'll just keep that in reserve if we want to do an event. Seems to me, though, that you would have somebody managing all this and go, we're not doing this anymore. Let's just take this tab out until we want to put it back in.
Well, yeah. No, for all reasons, as well as things like pixel usage, for want of a better word. To have that tab in, there'll be a coding. They could just remove that coding and make things right, couldn't they? It's not different.
Yeah, it just seems like it's always such a lack of attention.
Lackadaisical.
Such a lack of attention to detail with them. It's on brand, though.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's on brand. It's what wargaming is about. It's how we expect wargaming to roll, isn't it?
Cliffy.
Half-arsed and half-baked.
Cliffy, they're just going to leave it in because they're afraid they'd mess it up. I mean, maybe they just keep it. Who knows what the reason is? But one reason could be, hey, we may do this event in the future, so just leave it there. Who cares? But
yeah, it might not be high on the priority because they've got new maps to bring in. And
it's a small thing that doesn't matter. But if let's say you're a new player doesn't know that history, you're like, all right,
yeah, what's the sheriff?
Let me go to the mission tab and see what missions I can do. Oh, community hunting.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Wow.
Destroy a sheriff. How do I get? Yeah. Okay. How do I do that? Nobody knows.
Nobody knows, and the question will be asked, and there'll be blank stares given.
Obandu is on Wargaming side. He's like, it'll time out in a year. It'll be fine.
Oh yeah, that's fine. It'll just disappear eventually. Yeah. Guess what I seen today?
Lavender. Lavender. Lots of it.
I did. I saw lots of lavender.
Okay.
I had my lavender shirt on.
The sun.
I saw. I was right. I was out the front. I was out the back. Sorry. You know where my backyard is, don't you?
Yeah. Hold on. We gotta switch this around here.
So I've got the table and the umbrella up and everything else, and I've got the ironing board out there because I'm ex-military. My house general has designated me the house ironer because I don't have to do housework. I just have to do the ironing. Okay. Because I'm
house ironer. House ironer. Okay. House ironer. Okay.
I'm a house ironer because in the military I used to have to iron all the kit,
Mm-hmm.
You as a pilot never used to do that.
No, we just put pajamas on.
It's a concept, yeah. It's a concept that's alien to you.
We just put our flying pajamas on.
As a grunt, I used to have to iron my own clothing. You didn't have somebody to do it for you, or you just never ironed it as an officer.
Right.
Anyway, so now we got through that. So I'm there with the ironing board, the old iron out, doing my business in the sun because it's beautiful at 6 o'clock in the morning. Sitting there, standing there with the iron in the fresh air underneath the canopy.
You took all that shit outside to iron?
Yeah, absolutely. It was fantastic.
Okay.
I was still there. I looked up, and this is a bright, sunny morning with blue sky, no cloud. And lo and behold, right before me, right in front of me, in the sky, was a moon. A moon. I was like, it's the middle of the day. I could see. Well, it wasn't. It was 6 in the morning, but I could see the moon.
Yeah.
So that went down well in my mind when I woke her up and got her to come downstairs to look up into the sky to see the moon. It went very well in my mind, to be honest.
Yeah, because it was a lovely scene, and you wanted to share.
Share.
Yeah.
But for somehow that transposed from somehow a good idea to wake up the house general to show her the moon on a lovely Sunday morning.
Yeah.
To I am not allowed to breathe until I get permission today. As of now. So, world of shit. Not world of tanks, world of shit.
I mean, you were, yeah. It was going to be such a lovely gesture.
Yeah.
And a together time.
Well,
I mean, the majesty and glory of the solar system the sun is up. We still see the moon. It's early in the morning. The wood pigeons are shitting on your fence. It's going to be you are dreaming of lavender and the pictures that can be taken in lavender.
Yes. And happy days.
Happy days.
Happy days of peace and tranquility.
And then you had to go wake up the general.
Yeah, early in the Sunday morning to shower the moon, which somehow just turned into a world of pain.
Would you say that she was not exactly over the moon by that gesture?
I think that is very, very, very good point. I think you've hit the nail on the head there, sir. I think over the moon
Not.
was probably where she wanted to launch me at that point.
Straight into the moon.
Yeah. See what bigger crater I can make.
Okay,
Jimmy,
Jimmy.
I couldn't-
Okay, Jimmy. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, dear.
that would cause several years of pain, I believe.
Yeah, I don't think I've got over this. I think I've got more to come. I really do. I mean, there was.
Oh, there's more repercussions.
I
Perhaps.
do think that this next week is going to be somewhat painful. I don't know.
All right,
I
fellas.
don't
If you are interested in the the Onslaught Legends Cup, if you are a legendary Onslaught player to the moon, Alice, you still have time to register for the July 31st qualifier for NA. So get in there. We talked about this last week. There's actual cash. First place gets $2,000. Second place gets 1,000. There's a bunch of bonds and a bunch of gold. Actually, 150,000. So that's $600 more, right? 25,000
Yeah.
per $100.
Yeah,
So
no.
so that's $600 in gold. Who knows what the bond equivalent, because you can't directly buy bonds. I mean, sort of you can on occasion, but not exactly. So that's $2,600 to $3,000 worth of stuff if you're number one. Seventh. Go ahead.
Well, here's the question then: how likely is it that a player who is good, but he's not the top player in the region, is going to win that? I mean,
I don't know. It's a good question. Like who? I don't know who the greatest steel hunter players are. I know that some of the very good players, Dez and a couple of those guys are also really good at steel hunter. So I don't know if they're eligible for that. I haven't looked into it that much.
yeah, I was going to say it would feel very predetermined, wouldn't it, if you went into that competition thinking, well, there's 10 players that everybody knows in the NA are the top 10 players. They're always going to win that sort of stuff.
Well, there is a rules button. We could actually look at that. Oh my gosh, it's a PDF.
You can imagine going up against skill in a situation like that, and you're like, yeah, well, there we go. I'm not winning anything, am I? I mean, that's a defeatist attitude, and there's always a chance for the little man to win. But the odds are, I mean, it's about probability as opposed to possibility, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I still feel this is why I don't go into these competitions, because I still feel that I would be probably one from the bottom. I'm not saying who would be below me, but I'd be one from the bottom. Spooky Box, good day to you. Yeah, Daki, see, Jimmy? That's how it works, isn't it?
I mean, I don't know if it even mentions anything in here about it's a team thing too. I forgot about that.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, that would be.
So I mean, I imagine there's probably some
true,
of the
Cliffy.
big names are in that thing. I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. Best teams aren't necessarily the best team players for tourneys.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. Yep.
That's true. Yeah.
Spooky Box, how you doing? Welcome. Yeah, so there's certainly people. I mean, they've done stuff like this in the past. They've had little tournaments, I think, for Steel Hunter. So I have no idea who the great Steel Hunter players are. Trying to learn? Right on, man. Well, what we do is on Sunday is we're just kind of doing a podcast style thing here. We just talk about World of Tanks and other various things. We got Pilgrim and myself. I'm Guido. This is Pilgrim over here. So we don't usually tend to play on Sundays, but I will play and stream on other days. But you're very welcome to hang out as we talk about World of Tanks. All right, so that's going on. I think that's it for missions and specials, guys.
Yeah, not a lot.
So, subjects du jour. That's true. I do have as a matter of fact, I guess it's not showing up. Hold on. Let me-
Yeah, put the link up there, Kev.
Yeah. Well, my I think my Streamlabs is not doing its Streamlabby thing. So I will.
Well, I might be able to get you the link. I'll post the link. The reason why we'll post the link, Spook, is that this is going to be one of the best tutorial. Well done, Kedge, you've done it.
Thanks.
Tutorial
Thanks, Kedge.
channels. In my opinion. I mean, I get fed up. I tell you what, and this is an honest opinion. Never mind that I'm Guido's mate and we're friends. This is, if even I wasn't a friend. When I watch streamers, a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them stream, I am. Look at me, I am. I'm doing so good. I'm so good at this game. I'm streaming it. Watch me win all the battles. Watch me get 62% win rate. Watch this, watch this. There's very few who will take the time out to show everything, warts and all, and also talk through where the streamer, the person like you, feels that you didn't do well enough. There's not many that do that and dissect it, and this is obviously from military training that you delve into and critique yourself 100% after every op and after every flight and after everything you do. And that's what we do as ex-military. We've learned to do that, take ourselves to pieces to find out how to do it better. There's very few that do that. So that's why I say it's the best channel to come along and learn, because you actually will learn if you listen to what's been said, as opposed to watching somebody go, look how good I am. Anyway, end of. Phil.
I appreciate that. Pilgrim. And also, I am really awesome. Oh, wait.
you are, yeah.
Wait, hold on. Is that... Dang it.
No, that's good. That's exactly what I was trying to say.
Kedge, thank you. Thank you for doing that
you,
for
Spooky.
Spooky Box. Right on, brother. Much appreciated. That's right. So humble. Yeah. We are. Yes, he's former Brit Army, and I am a U.S. Air Force former. Emphasis on the former.
Yeah, we're just like lazy old men now, really, aren't
Yeah, pretty much at the end of the day. All right.
we? It's gaming.
5-minute break, fellas. I need to go redo my cup of coffee. We've been at it for an hour. We will come back, and we got subjects du jour. Actually, there are some interesting things coming up, and some speculation on the Christmas stuff. So we'll be back in 5 minutes, guys.
Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Now in the shadows came a mysterious chap who spoke in a tongue with a strange dialect. He offered his help to the mighty Guido to bring some laughter to his love of speedos. To the coffee talk they both came to bring the message of winning ways to all and sundry and the masses. Yes, that's right, lads and lasses. The damage counts, and flexing back will keep you on the right track. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. So in what? If you want to progress, then seek out Guido nonetheless. With his sidekick Pilgrim, he has a message that to win you must be aggressive. The position and place that you must seek, for the winners only, not the weak. The guru speaks, so listen well. His voice rings out like the Liberty Bell to bring you all to Unicom land, or to die hard trying in the sand. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. To the swamplands came the mountain man to teach his wisdom and pay his due. A man with a name only known to a few. To his followers his words are true. Guido is the man, big and gruff.
All right, fellas, we are back. So, Pilgrim, we have officially entered the dog days of summer here in Florida.
The dog days of summer. Oh, have you?
Have you ever heard that term?
No, but you're going to explain it to me soon.
Yeah.
Autonomous.
It's an American term for, I think, specifically from the South, really, where it's humid, but it's so hot that the dogs just lay around under the house or in the shade.
Right. So,
I mean-
so it's officially dog day then.
Yeah, it's we are in the dog days
Dog
of summer.
summer.
Yeah, it is. It's 8. So it's 8 in the morning and it's already 83 degrees.
Oh, is it? Oh, wow. Okay. Well, there
Yeah.
you go. That explains everything, doesn't it? So,
And the humidity is something stupid. I don't know what.
close to about 50%, maybe more.
Oh, it's more than that. Hold on.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's 80. So it's 82. Mine outside says 83. Feels like 90 at 8 in the morning, 9 in the morning.
Wow.
8 in the morning.
That is crazy.
Yeah, I don't know what
Crazy. Welcome, Madam Yorktown. She's here for console, of course.
What's happening, madam? You all right? I don't know where the oh, here it is. Humidity, dew point 76. Humidity is 82%.
Get out, man. That is horrible. That's walking
Yeah.
in wet blankets, that is, isn't it?
It is, and
Oh,
the reason I bring it up is I went to the kitchen and I'm like, that doesn't smell good. So of course, last night's fajitas were in the trash. You know. So I had to take that out. So I pull that out. I walk out in the back porch, get hit in the face by the humidity and the heat, which then immediately starts me to thinking about what I have to do later today, which is trim hedges that have been.
No.
Yeah, they've been running riot for 2 weeks. I haven't. They needed to be done 2 weeks ago, and I.
So you now left it to the point where you're almost going to terminate yourself by doing it because of the heat and the humidity.
Yeah, you could. You have
good.
You have an hour. The good news is it's kind of just the front hedge line. Just need to get the trimmer out. Just But I'm gonna be just absolutely destroyed.
Aren't you? Yeah.
Good news is that will get the margaritas out of the system.
Well, there is that. There's one way. There's one way to bleed it out of your system, isn't it? Just go out and graft and sweat a lot. There you go.
Wasting away again in Margaritaville.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Yeah, it is like surface of the sun hot right now.
Wow. Well, it's not recommended, is it? It's not recommended on last night's margaritas.
Mad dogs and Englishmen, man.
Yeah, that's the truth. That's the truth.
All right. What do we got for subjects
What
du
we
jour?
got? Subject du jour.
We kind of talked about it. So some of you guys said you did make the new tank. Oh, Andy the Cupid's in here. What's happening, man? Good morning. Morning. I saw there was a massive rainstorm in Jackson. The match I was hoping to watch was delayed by over 2 hours due to it. Match. Was there a soccer match there or what? There's a way to make it worse. At least you don't live where the hedges are just far enough away from the house. The sun. Oh man. Yeah, that would suck. That would suck. Yeah, these are right in front. So and the problem is there's a couple trash oaks growing in the middle of them, which I cut back all the time, but I can't quite get in there to root them out of there. So they're always poking out. I got like 3 of them. They're always poking out of the hedge. I'm like, God. Ugh. English Premier League friendly played in Jacksonville. No kidding.
Yeah, because the Jags do American football over here, don't they? They're due in October, I think, to play at
Is soccer just kicking off? Is it like your preseason getting ready to go?
Yeah, it starts. I want to say August, end of August, sometime.
And when does it end? Does it end after Christmas, or does it go all the way through winter?
Yeah, it goes through to May, generally because they have the FA Cup final in May, which is Football Association Cup. Don't you know?
Okay, so it's fall and winter, and then summer's off, kind of
Yeah,
like our
summer's off, yeah,
football, roughly
Yes,
our football
yeah.
season as well. Okay,
Yeah.
we don't quite go that
Yeah.
far, but yeah, it's fall to early winter for us. Yeah, we're getting ready to do our fantasy football league too.
Oh yeah,
Jags.
of course, yeah.
Yeah, I think so,
I
Cliffy.
don't know.
That's
Yeah, that might be well true. I mean, I was going to go and watch the Jags in October, but I'll tell you for now, American football is an expensive sport to
Oh,
go
yeah.
and watch, mate.
Yep.
You know, I think the cheapest ticket in the crappiest part of the stadium was $200.
Oh, jeez.
Do you know what I mean? You're like, really? I mean, you want to be with American football. I get it. You want to be centre, so you see the whole thing from left to right. You know, you don't want to be in soccer. It's
Yeah.
to be at one end. You know.
Yeah, because during the game they'll be on that end. Both teams will be on that
Yeah.
end. Yeah.
Yeah. So the seats that are best are sort of centred.
Really?
The worst seats, are up at the gantry at the back of Wembley, where you need binoculars to be able to see the pitch. And they're like $189. I cannot pay that amount of money not to be able to see it properly. You know what I mean? Look at this.
2,150 pounds at Wolves.
Season tickets. Oh, dude.
What's Wolves?
Wolverhampton Wanderers,
Okay.
but they call it shortened to Wolves. The soccer team.
You want to see?
They play in orange. They play orange and black, I think, if I'm right.
Yeah. So where you have the football?
Jimmy, see the empties coming your way. Yeah.
College football is about to start. That's starting to become the biggest thing in the States. Actually, interestingly,
Right. Yeah, that's interesting.
many people would say it is the biggest thing, but it's actually legitimately starting to be maybe the biggest sport in the country. All right.
Oh, well, that's interesting.
Let's see.
Right, where were we?
I don't know. New tank. All right, so we're doing that.
Sure.
Oh, here's something. So we got a video, how to aim.
Have we now?
Yeah.
That's useful for some.
That's how you do it. You just shoot everything.
Well, there you go. That's how you do it. When you aim, you just point your barrel in the direction you want the shell to go, and it'll hit your
A
target.
tank's
There
main
you go.
feature,
All
without
the
which
time.
it'd only be an armored car at best. But a gun's caliber means nothing unless you know how to use it.
Dear, oh dear.
A gun's caliber means nothing unless you know how to use it. Okay.
You've got to point it in the right direction.
Let's cover the most important terms and
Mechanics first. Accuracy. To improve your chances of hitting your target, stop and wait until the dispersion
Yeah,
signal
Andy,
is as
I get
small
you,
as
mate.
possible.
100%.
Remember that a shell can go anywhere in the circle.
What the?
You-
Where'd that machine gun Foch come from?
don't know.
That's
Look at
crazy.
That is crazy. Because we're a second or two behind. I'm just seeing it now. That is just madness. I want one like that.
Sometimes it can also fly beyond the
Incommy's gonna have a
circle's
stroke
borders. This
if he
happens
watches
to
this
allow
video
between
again.
the game
Sorry,
client and the
Incommy.
server.
I don't
For
control the
settings,
admin.
game client
It's all done
may
his
have already
side, so you
turned
can't
to your
blame me.
target, But on the server, you're still turning. To minimize this delay, you can enable server reticle in the settings. It's not as smooth, but it shows the actual situation on the server. The aiming circle grows upon firing, on the move, and during hull and turret traverse. How big the aiming circle is when you're not fully aimed is called stabilization. To lock onto target,
What is this
while you're on
map?
the move, use auto aim.
Do you know what? I've never seen it before. Is that not? Remember?
It's hard to hit a target.
Well, this is Malnovka.
Say. Yeah, I
If
was
the
going to
target
say
is beyond your view range circle,
that's
you won't
not
be able to spot
not
it
one I've
yourself.
seen.
If it's beyond the draw circle, you won't see it even if your
Malanoka.
allies
No,
can.
it is, isn't it?
Different
Oh.
guns and shells have different armor penetration.
Well, I won't make you go through all that. A lot of you guys have watched it. But anyway, it's out there. So if you... It's had some mixed reviews, I would say. Penetrate the
See,
roof.
this is another case, Guido. This is another case of wargaming having all good intentions, thinking that when they put something out into the wild, it's going to be how they say it should go. And then it gets out into the wild and it just doesn't do anything that wargaming even thought remotely to how it was supposed to work.
Yeah.
So when it comes to RNG and everything else, they thought, oh, this is how it's going to work for the players. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It's so loose and fast. It's horrible.
It's probably I mean, I guess it's probably a decent initial explanation, right?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, but
Yeah, incoming is saying the words are good, but sometimes the examples are a little off.
yeah.
So yeah, check that out, guys. I guess this is maybe something new. I don't know if there's any other tank coach videos out there. I have no idea if they've been doing this for a while, but yeah, a lot of times their videos are not so good, but I'll have to check that out. Good on them for trying to explain it. It's a kind of complicated conversation on how all their shells work and what the normalization does and which shell does what. And there's also 3-shot Autoload Rinoceronte. Hey, Sturgy, you're at Kino? Right on, man.
Oh, that's good.
Good deal, dude. How's it going? All right, so that's that. Check it out if you wants to. I haven't looked at the whole thing, so I can't say too much about it other than what I've heard on that. Airfield, let's look at that, fellas. Somebody just brought that up. I'll actually just troll through this because there's some interesting things going on here. Yes, the Chi-Ri does have a gun rammer. Very strange. Yep. I don't know why they left that. It's just something that happened, and they left it in there. I don't know how much it helps, actually. Let's check that out. I think I have that tank. It's at tier 7, right? It's a weird tank, but I kind of like it, actually. So we go Chi-Ri. I actually have the auto loader on it, or the... So it drops your reload to 8 seconds.
Yeah. Actually, that's not that big a deal. Well, it is with that particular tank at that tier, but it's not.
Well, so what's crazy about this tank is it's an 8-second reload for the 3 shells. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it's
no,
really
right.
fast. That's really fast.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the configuration here and let's see what happens. So it's 8.05 without it, or with it. Gotta get rid of everything else though. Get rid of food and everything else just to kind of plus the. All right, so we got rid of everything. So it is 8.3. Holy cow. That's over a second. It's almost 2 seconds faster.
Yeah.
No, 1 second. 8.63 to 9.59. So it's a second faster. Better DPM with the single shot, but is it everything else the same? Let us see. 130, 130, 155, 186. Yeah. 0.35, 1.7. 0.35, 2,167, or it does have faster. I didn't notice that. Let's put this on there. All right, so hold on. So the DPM is 2,119, or 2,000. A little bit better. But yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. I don't. That's crazy. I'd never noticed that. I guess you would just run the single shot.
Yeah. I
But
don't
you
like
know,
better than
you know what? It's not that much better though. Because the killer thing on the Chi-Ri is that boom, boom, boom. Because its intra clip is so fast. It's like a little machine gun. It just bang, bang, bang. And if you're only losing 100 DPM, now you are out for 8 seconds. That does hurt a little bit. With the other one, you're firing. Like, what is the rate of fire on it? What's its reload? 3.6. I don't know. I think I would.
It would feel. I think in game it would feel a lot better because, as you said, you'd hit the 3 shells, it would reload. Okay, 8 seconds. 8 seconds is in your mind is a long time, but I think in game, when you're doing a bit of maneuvering,
and what the guys are saying, I would agree with. I think, I think at the end of the day, that bang, 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 and you're only out for 8 seconds, and bang, 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 based on how long, based on the timing of the actual engagements in World of Tanks. Because you have to think about it. Mediums at the tier 7 are running, 6-7 second reloads anyway, and you're only a little bit outside of that, and then you come at them with the bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. What Cliffy's saying is what I was just saying there. It's just kind of the way the game is played. And I'm sorry, I was digging around on here, unfortunately, and you weren't seeing what I was doing because that's how I roll. All right. Super Test Panzer. This is a tier 5. This is built on the Panzer 38, which is a Czech design that the Germans, when they took over Czechoslovakia, they still made a few of them until about 1942. This was a suggested upgrade with kind of a Panzer IV turret put on it, but it was never done. It's pretty bog standard tier 5, guys. It's not an autoload or anything. It doesn't do anything particularly good. It does have a -10 gun depression, which is nice.
Yeah.
Not much armor. It's tier 5 again. It's dropping. It's got the little 76 or 75 quick, whatever it is, 115 pen, 170 with gold. That's pretty good for a tier 5. 3.16 does shoot relatively quick. Average damage is 100. Tier 5 though. Good news. Tier 5 now has battle pass points.
Yes, exactly. So use it. Madam Yorktown wants to know, how does PC game evolve from here?
Don't know, man.
Discussion,
yeah, I don't think they know. RU is thinking about putting tier 11s in.
Yeah, they are, aren't they?
Working on that. There's actually another tank that's been announced for it. We'll get to that in a minute. This is a little tier 2. These are possibly Christmas tanks, by the way. These guys is the speculation right here.
Right.
This is the same tank. Another little tier, that's the same tank. So RU has a CS63-2, which is a tier 10 medium tank auto reloading and with the X fast thing going on.
Yay! So glad I don't play on that server.
I mean, this is the direction they're going to go. It's just going to be more autoloaders, more fast tanks, all that crap.
With double barrels.
They are getting a new map called Kamchatka.
Of course they are. Of course they are.
Here's the leaks. There's not much here, but it says summer, the development holiday ops will reach the pre-final level. For example, some things have been changed since May. For now, we can say for sure that like last year, there'll be 2 gift tanks, one low tier and one high tier, which I think was a tier 6 last time. Oh, no, the Patton tank was free, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was that a Christmas thing? I think Patton the tank was Christmas.
Patton was Christmas, yeah.
Yeah. The question they ask is what we asked as well. Will it just be a copy-paste, or will they go into something very different? I don't know. I sort of speculated that they'd go something very different, but it could. The easy way out for them is just kind of copy-paste, which then begs the question: will they have a star of some kind or not? Exactly.
I wonder. I wonder whether they will go the collab route this year. Because I'm starting to think they've run out of people that want to do it. I mean, people that are relevant that want to do it.
Well, if you consider the last guy, which you know, no shade necessarily chucked at him. He's a good actor, but that wasn't really Arnold level or Chuck level.
No.
You know.
So it's starting to get a little bit sketchy, isn't it? You know, it'll be somebody off All Our Days or somebody off like, you know, J.R. Ewing or something coming in.
Yeah.
That's a collab.
Yeah, and coming.
Kardashians, that would be a good collab.
Console did die. Yeah, I don't know that much about
I've no idea.
Console
about
or
Yeah.
Blitz or any of that other stuff.
Blitz I played a long time. When I played it on console when I first started playing World of Tanks many moons ago. But then when my console died, I went to Blitz until I got a PC. So I played Blitz for about 6 months. That was interesting. It's a different dynamic when you're using your thumbs on an iPad. It's very different.
The A Team. Mr. T would actually be pretty cool. I
That
think
would be good, yeah.
Mr. T would actually work. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Ralph
think so,
Macchio. Wax on, wax off. RU, here's the other tier 11. One of the other announced tier 11s for RU is that this is the Object 279, not the 279 early, the one we have, but the other one. So apparently this is one of their other tier 11s that they're looking at right here.
Do you know,
Interesting.
I would hope that tier 11s wouldn't see tier 9s. I would hope that it would be... Oh, we've already spoken about this, but I would like tier 11 to be tier 11. No other tiers in there. That would be somewhat acceptable, I think.
Yeah, but then you'd just be like fighting 4 different tanks all the time.
Well...
Unless you release just a tank for every...
There are some tier 10s that could go up and play that, like the 279 early or something else. So maybe, like was mentioned earlier on, allow a certain level of tier 10 tanks to be in there. Maybe the big German heavy TDs or...
Well, there wouldn't even be a TD involved. I don't think there's even a TD out there that would, you know, because even the T95, which was actually built, an example of it anyway, that's a tier 9. And they totally made up the 110 things.
Oh, yeah.
The 110E3 and another one. Oh, I think all the tier 10 TDs are already magical unicorns that are basically off of one napkin sketch, essentially. Building a tier... so I suppose you might be able to come up with a tier 11 medium and a tier 11 heavy, I guess. Maybe even a light tank. I suppose you'd probably easily find a tier 11 light tank, because there's plenty of lighter vehicles.
Yeah. There's definitely tier 10s that could operate at tier 11. Quite effectively.
That's another option, is up-tiering some things. Sure, like the guys are saying, and what you're saying is some of those, 279 early and the 260 or something like that.
Yeah.
All possible. Here is a new Clan Wars speculation tank, the ST-62 version 2, which naturally is a tier 10 with an auto loader. Yeah, auto reloader, sure. So new Clan Wars tank, and I don't think they've had haven't had a new Clan Wars tank for a while, I don't think. Certainly not one that's been super popular. When the RE server was first sold, I could buy premium items in premium store. Lately, no Western currency accepted on the list. Oh, no kidding. Yeah, that's a bummer.
Oh, that's interesting.
I have seen some videos that are finally starting to come through from Russia, just from citizens and stuff, going into their grocery stores and showing all the different, like, how they've changed a lot of because they can't get a lot of the Western foods and stuff. So they have the Russian knockoff versions or the Russian version of things. It's kind of interesting. I think one of them was like hazelnut. They can't get in hazelnut or something, so they use something else.
Well, when McDonald's pulled out, and there are other burger makers out there that are equally as good as McDonald's before they think we're advertising for them, when they pulled out, the Russians just changed the double arch to something acrylic and carried on producing burgers. Just throw burgers out there. It cost 20 rubles instead of $2 or whatever.
Yeah, I mean all of that real estate was there, so they just basically some Russian Russian company took over the real estate or bought it or however it ended up happening. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be about right.
Mick Vodka's
Yeah.
airfield. This
Airfield.
have you guys seen this?
No.
I feel like the map division in World of Tanks has just given up.
Yeah. Do you think it's too
I
hard?
think there's just one guy back there, and he is just like
Yeah.
he doesn't care anymore. So let's check this out.
It's like just he's been left in the back somewhere. Nobody talks to him anymore.
So we've seen actually several times in the last month or so, 2 months, some bits and bobs about airfield and things they might be looking at doing. This is an extremely radical change to the map, and I can't wrap my mind around what they're thinking here. But let's just scroll on down and see. So, central battle points. Let's see what they say about it. The key battle locations have been modified. These new points are designed to facilitate more active and engaging combat. Okay. Ambush position reduction. Okay. And northern TD. The TD of northern have been altered. All right. Here's what it looks like right now. Right? There's that little central hill, the little Greek columns. TD sniper points back here, back over behind us, you know, poking up and over and looking over to the brawl area and looking into the back. So everyone's familiar with that. So then they're like, all right, this is what we're going to do. We're going to put a big castle here.
Yeah.
I mean,
that
it
works, doesn't it?
appears that they're trying to make another heavy brawl on this side. There's some artillery cover here. Big castle has appeared out of the water. And I'm not sure what's going on here. There's a bridge. I guess I am sure what's going on here. There's a bridge. Interesting. And then look at the middle. It's just turned into a big death zone. Don't go here area.
Well, that'll be it. Everybody will camp that map really hard. You ain't gonna get anybody pushing anything, are you? The bridge, the other flank, or definitely not in the middle. Definitely not in the middle. You might have a couple of EBRs screaming around the middle, but that's about it.
So this is from the other direction. There's that middle hill that people use, and you kind of poke and peek. It's not the greatest gameplay feature of all time. I don't particularly like Airfield to begin with. They changed it once fairly significantly about 1.5 years, 2 years ago. Maybe even just a year ago, but I don't think that's been well received. It's not great. So that's what it looks like. And then from the other direction, this is so this is just another hold down snipey kind of idea.
Yeah.
Which looks like if you do try to come forward and go hold down, then you're even with all this cover, theoretical cover from artillery, you're going to get pounded because you got to come around the corner and do your side scraping or your hold down or whatever. So the artillery's
By the looks of the water, it's not deep along the edges, so the
that should be pushable. But I mean, it's a big open spot. How do you do that?
How do you do it? Yeah.
So instead of a raised area in the middle, they've gone Wargaming standard and turned this raised area into this low ground dead zone in the middle of the map.
Absolutely, that's what it's done.
Uh,
I don't know. I mean, as I say, all they'll see in there is EBRs raging around. You won't get anything else. Nobody wants to be there, do they? I mean, can you imagine artillery just hovering around there all game, waiting for somebody to appear? Because that's exactly what's going to happen.
See, the thing is as bad as this map is, with the raised... Let's go back to this. As bad as this map is, with this raised area here, you can take lights and mediums in around here. And
yeah.
it's fiddly, and it's not my favorite kind of gameplay, but you can pop up and spot stuff, and there's bushes
Yeah.
here to shoot through, and you can kind of
There's
look.
lots of different. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There's more than one way to skin a cat with a
And
particular map.
you can move back and forth in this middle spot. Get over here to the left, over here to the right. You can get back over to the heavy brawl if you really need to. You can fall back here. I mean, this allows enough movement where you're not constant spotted.
Yeah.
That you can
Yeah.
you can do some things, and it's not fantastic
Yeah.
gameplay, but at least it has some flexibility across the map. This is
Yeah.
this nobody's gonna play here.
No. It's just going to be 2 flanks. That'll be it. With TVs
Yeah.
sit. I mean, there's so much camping because people won't push forward.
Well, hold
It's just
on.
going to be it.
Hold that thought, Pilgrim, because there's no more cap town and cover. Look at the middle. Look, so we're gonna get to that. This is a different view. This is the middle, what it looks like right now, and then we go to here, and it's just destroyed. There's two, like you said, there's 2 edges of the map. You know?
Yeah, yeah. I'm playing catch up with your stream.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit behind. I can see it now. Yeah, it's just come to it. Oh, good grief. Oh, good grief. That's going to be the charge of the Light Brigade, isn't it? Right down the middle. Charge!
So if you scroll down a few more pictures and you start to look at what the caps used to look like, here they are.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is the North Cap, I
Town.
think. Yeah, a little town, and the rocks and a couple bushes to hide in, and whatever. There's always some goofball or two hiding out here, at least. And you
Yeah.
can sort of last stand here, maybe get a few more shots. All right, so that's what it looks like now. Here's the. What?
Good grief. Good grief. Well, that's it. There's just nothing there, is there? There's no point, is there?
It's just another open
That's
spot.
going to be... That also will be a spawn point.
I assume,
No.
yeah. I assume that the
So-
cap circle will be roughly in the
So,
same
yeah.
place.
I'm not being funny. If you've got artillery and you've got a decent light in an EBR or something and he rages forward, your artillery's going to muller the spawn team straight away. Bang.
I mean, it's kind of hard to see the how much elevation is there. It does look like there is some undulating terrain, so it's not purely flat. But there's not many bushes. There's a few kind of around some of the edges of some of the very few rock outcroppings that are left. But here's the other side. Okay, so that's what it looked like. Got the town and all that stuff in there, and then gone.
Yeah, just wait for the stream to catch up.
Yeah. Dude, this looks like an EBR player's.
There you go. Yeah, it's caught up now. Yeah.
It's like a
Like I say,
dream.
it's an EBR player's map, innit? Somebody
Yeah.
designed this for EBRs. Of course they have.
Just raging around.
Exactly, Sasquatch. If you're going to do that, you want an option to change the tank like you have with the mode we just had.
So I'm not really tracking what's trying to be done with this, man.
Don't know.
I mean, I know you know what they really need to fix? They need to fix that stupid. It's not Cliff. What's the one that has the horrible win rate differential?
Mines.
No, it's God, what's it called? Someone will put it in there. Mountain Pass. That's exactly right. Where is it? Is it still as
Mountain
bad
Pass.
as it's ever been?
Yeah, they did do some changes. It made it twice as bad.
Yeah, it got worse.
yeah, they changed it. They turned what was a pretty mediocre map into an absolute
Disaster.
rubbish map. yeah.
I can't find. I know I've gone past it twice. Where the hell is it? There it is. Yeah, look at it. It's still 45 to 53, and it's still in the game. I mean, not that freaking Mines.
Flippy.
I mean, Mines isn't much better. It's at 52 and 45.
Mines would be a good map if they made it bigger. If they really did, if they give it the full size, like any of the bigger maps. it actually is quite interesting map. If it was bigger, it's just too small. You've almost got total vision, especially
Yeah.
at tier 10. You've almost got total vision, which is annoying. Yeah,
Right.
either that or limit it to tier 5. Yeah,
I think it's 7% differential. That's just, it's too much. 8% differential.
Yeah, it is.
Now that's EU. Let's see what NA says about it. Mine's is not quite as bad on NA. And Mountain Pass is every bit as bad. Anywho's, there you go on that. Yeah, so I don't know, fellas. I'm not sure what we're trying to get at here, to be honest. I don't think that part, I guess my main point with the whole airfield thing is I don't think that part of the map was the problem. The problem is the
No.
heavy brawl part. Right? Am
Yep,
I crazy,
absolutely.
or am I
No,
imagining
absolutely.
things, or what?
No, absolutely.
Because they redid that heavy brawl area, and nothing changed basically.
No, no.
Don't know. Weird. It's weird, fellas. But again, super test. Who knows if that's going to come to the game? Let's see what else we got. We got.
It is another San River Cadius. Yeah.
So
See,
here's.
a lot of people have decried the Grand Battle maps, but I honestly think 15 versus 15 have a field day on that size map. And if I know it's all about, the maps are so big, they take up a lot of memory, they take up a lot of resources for people's computers and such and such and such. But I do think if maps were that big, you would have a lot more fun games. Just look at the amount of maneuver warfare you can do on a Grand Battle map.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fantastic. It's great. You can go. I mean, there's no set route to go anywhere. Heavy can go anywhere he likes, and there's always the.
Well, if you
accepted
played it,
spots.
I think if you played it enough, you'd eventually a meta would
There would be,
appear.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
There would be like a winning metric to it. How do you get the best out of that map? But the fact that you, as a medium, for example, or a light tank, you could be all over the place on that map and just have. I mean, it's so much fun. People knock it. I know people do. Not everybody, but people knock it, and I'm like, why? It's the best fun I've had in tanks getting on these maps. But if they made all the other maps not that big, maybe, but just bigger, give people more room to play.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I got dropped into one. I don't know their names. It's the one with the big cities in it. I guess they all have cities, but it. I was doing the 279 early mission. I'll do a video on it here, but I got my spotting for kill mission done in the series that included that. I was excited because I'm like, there's a lot of tanks here. 30 tanks instead of 15.
Yeah.
And I got my Manicore. The problem was, and I went to a good spot. I know this spot for scouting, but I got locked down by another Manicore in a 100. And I just couldn't get him dead. And every time I moved to try to get more spotting, I kept getting lit by the other Manicore. I'm like, I do not know. I cannot conceivably figure out where this guy is. And when I finally found him, it was such a stupid place for him to be. But that's where he was, And I only got one. Only got one spotting for a kill out of that whole battle. I was so mad. I was like, man, this is a great opportunity to get a bunch.
Yeah.
And just because the guy went to such a bizarro place, I got nothing out of it.
Got nothing out of it. That's such a shame.
I got one.
Isn't it?
I got one. I got one. I was like, man, this could be an opportunity to get 5 or 6 here, but
I tell you what though, Guido, and I think somebody might back me up with it. I had one of those maps in the Onslaught 7 versus 7, and that was the best fun. I think I might have been in a Leo. I want to say I was in a Leo, or pretty much in a medium, I think. I had the best fun ever I've ever had in World of Tanks. 7 versus 7 on a Grand Battle map.
Did they
give me that all day long.
Did they put those
All
on
day long.
I didn't even know they put any of those on a Grand Battle map.
It was the one that is the winter map that has the water in the middle, water with lots of little islands and everything, and then the snow banks all the way around the outside. So you've got like on the left hand, if you spawn this side, you've got like.
I think that was some kind of test, wasn't it? That was a different event. I mean, it was 7v7, but it wasn't current Onslaught.
Yeah, no, it's 7 versus. It wasn't. It
Yeah.
probably wasn't Onslaught itself, but Yeah, I don't remember. I can't remember now. It was some time back. Anyway, but I tell you what, give me that all the time. I'll carry on. In fact, I'll start putting money back into this game if they did that. I really would.
Whatever happened to all those maps from that whole map thing they did?
Yeah, they threw out a big list of maps. I think they've
Yeah, we did that map.
produced one or maybe two out of that list.
Whatever that map event that they did like 3 iterations. I think they put like 2 of those maps in, and then it just dried up.
Yeah, I think they went, no, this is more like too much like hard work.
So I think that's where we
Obviously,
got.
the geezer in the back room on his own. He's like, you can't put this pressure on me.
That's where we got the Japanese port or whatever it's called.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
where
yeah,
that came
one.
from.
Yeah, that's
But
right.
none of those other maps, they all just kind of dried up. Upcoming stuff, we've got Wargaming's birthdays coming up in the fall. Watt's
You
birthday.
see, that's not World of Tanks' birthday, is it? It's Wargaming.
Yeah, but then the World of Tanks is they're close. They're within a month or 2 of each other.
Yeah, they are. I was going to say, it's 2, isn't it?
General Test 1.26. This is the Czech Lights, so that's the next update. Obviously, the release, whenever that's going to be. The 15th season of Battle Pass, guys. Remember, this one ends at the end of August, so early September, October, November. That's about right. That'll be one more Battle Pass for this year.
Where are you at with yours? Are you on 3rd chapter?
I'm on 44 of the 2nd chapter, so I'm more or less on track. A little behind, but more or less on track.
Okay.
Updated mode with Waffentrager and boxes, so apparently that's the Waffentrager's coming back. I thought that was over, but there you go.
I want that back in game. I really do. In its original format, not nerfed. But hey, never mind.
And a new Halloween story, something Halloweeny, I guess. I don't know.
I want to go and collect that green stuff again. That was fun.
Eh,
Collecting all that green stuff, whatever it was called.
with the
Sticking
witches
it in
and
that
the whatever.
collector. Yeah, yeah, that was funny. That was just funny because people raged all day doing that. It was fun. And you didn't do what they wanted you to do. Go and collect the green stuff. No, I'm enjoying all the things that are happening.
This is where.
Bruce doing the yard, mowing the yard.
All right, man. That's about where I'm headed here momentarily. I've got to get out there
You
before.
got a hedge to do.
Oh man. Yeah, this is the assembly shop thing that they were talking about. So the Lion sold 65,000 in 2 hours, 3 hours really. The Kampfpanzer sold 75,000 in 3 hours and a half. The object was 80,000 in 7 days.
Yeah.
So the interest in it has definitely waned
I
a
think,
little bit.
yeah, you know, I think great idea having a combination of resources to be able to get the tank. But I mean, you know, you start to limit the amount of uses for your resources, you know, because there's so many different things that your resources are used for now.
Yep.
Like your XP or like your silver, your gold, your bonds, all that sort of stuff. You know, people are going to have to put more gold to it these days than they used to because they've used up all the other stuff.
Yep.
That's how I see it. I don't know if it's right, but I didn't buy
So Halloween, I guess it was Mirny 13 that ended, not the
Yeah,
Waffen. So the
Mirny,
Waffentrager is a different event. So Mirny 13 has
Yeah.
come to an end. So I guess they're thinking there's going to be some new Halloween event. I always get
Yeah,
mixed
that'd
up that Waffentrager is Halloween, but it's not exactly.
No.
The Crusher, that has been seen in game. So some of the super testers have
Yeah.
played that in game. It's a tier 8 heavy, so I guess that's part of the Christmas, or not Christmas, but Halloween thing that's kind of around the corner. And that bees that, fellers. That bees that. What else?
Oh, Brute is cutting the yard, mowing the yard, and then he's going to go and find his throttle and his VR goggles and get on some DCS, I think.
Nice. Yeah, like I said, fellas, if any of you guys are interested in flying with us, let me know. Send me a note, and I'll let you know when we're getting together. Let's see. Bought 4 T-42s for the gold and extra crews to place in. That's a lot of crew members, man. You got all 8, right? Didn't that package have all 8 of them? Well, you're getting serious if you bought that many of those things, man.
Yeah. You maybe need to go out and mow the yard, my friend.
Yeah, touch grass. Come on now. Are they still for sale? I don't think they are. I think that's over. Yeah. I don't think you can get those anymore.
Crikey, he's got 4 accounts. That's why Winterlander could not get the assembly shop for the Object 452. Not enough resources, not enough to build up for the Vickers. Oh, good on you, mate.
All right. How do you like it? I haven't played it yet. At some point I will get out there and play it. It'll work, actually, I think, for a couple of my missions, so I'm probably going to set it up. Haven't played it yet? Yeah.
I've been against it. I've never played it because I haven't got it. But yeah, I reserve judgment on that.
I think one of the missions is a damage mission. Yeah, this one. 30,010 battles. That's 3,000 average per game. I don't tend to do that, so that's probably a tier 10, and I guess the Vickers might be a good one to give a shot at that. That's one of those ones you're going to want to reset until you get a really big game to kick it off.
Yeah.
You know, if you can crank out a 6,000 or 7,000 damage game, and then that's your first game, just keep resetting till you get that one big game, and then that'll give you a running start to maybe get through the rest of it.
Yeah.
8th Hussar says T-57 might be able to do it, yeah. I mean, possibly also Death Star and 4005, but that's...
Yeah. Situational, that, though.
Yeah.
You've got to have an enemy team that basically runs in front of your barrel.
I mean, how do you look at it? Do you go, all right, so let me play something that at least I won't be over-aggressive with and jump out and die early. And even if my team's losing, theoretically, if I can get a couple big shots in, I can get close to 3,000.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you whiff a couple shots and your team gets rolled, your damage sucks.
Yeah.
So I don't know. T-57, yeah, because it can pump out the damage. Absolutely.
And it can take a hit or two, actually.
Right.
So
It's a heavy, so
it might be a better, better option.
Yep. Whereas with the Vickers, you're to some extent you're a little bit more reliant on your team not immediately collapsing for you to have the time to crank up damage with only a 390 alpha.
Yeah, and doing it from distance as well,
Right.
because there's no way you can push the Vickers up front. It would die very quickly.
Right. Yep. Well, all right, fellas. I think it's time for me to get going. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to go and venture out into the heat and start to tame a hedge. I got a busy week. I was talking to the guys, the Pilgrim, before you showed up. Pretty sure I'll be good to go next week. But I think right now, not planning on the 11th. 11th is a maybe, but I will be in Tallahassee getting the daughter moved in, and whether or not we're home on Sunday or not is a question I don't know the answer to.
All right.
Poor
when we
Steve.
come off stream, I'll give you my calendar for
Okay.
August, because it's rammed every weekend, but I think not Sundays, not all the Sundays. So
All right.
I'll give you my calendar.
Cool.
All right, dude.
Guys, thanks for coming by. Let's go find somebody to raid here.
Lavender Man. Get your hat on, Kedge.
Porn Stewart.
You've pulled.
I like it. Porn Stewart. That's awesome.
Oh dear. Yeah, great to see you all. Brilliant. And welcome, Spooky Box. Yeah. Good on you, buddy. Jimmy K. Listen, guys, I hope you have a really good Sunday as well. It's for me, it's halfway through the day, nearly over now. So, but I've had a good day so far. Thank you, and that's all because you guys are here.
Is Joe 150? Is he the guy that like lost his mind once on stream and? Or am I?
Oh, that does ring a bell. Yeah.
Is that,
Joe
it,
150. Is
it
that
looks.
him?
Yeah, isn't he the guy that like?
Does he look like him?
It does, but I don't want to.
Yeah,
Click
Clifford
that,
says he is. And you got the watch stream starting at noon Central.
Oh, dude, he's streaming again. I'm like, dude, how do you even come back from that?
I don't know.
I think he got banned from Twitch for that once.
Did he break his keyboard, Cliffy?
Well, he was known for kind of going off, and then once I think he was drinking, he just like lost it, and then there's blood was involved and all kinds of insanity,
Oh dear.
as I recall. How about Eddie 75? I know nothing about this guy, so good luck, fellas.
Terrible. You're just a bad man all round. Really
I'm
are.
sure it's fine. He's got two viewers. Go check him out. All right, guys,
Say
appreciate it. Have a fantastic rest of your day. We're starting out here with the Ray Pilgrim. Thanks for coming by. That is all I've got from the left
Cool.
side of the Atlantic.
It's all I've got from the correct side of the Atlantic.
All right, guys, have a good one. We'll see you later. Maybe Wednesday.